In this demo in this series, what we'd like to do is focus on how the IT professional can actually make an information worker's life a lot easier with a feature known as a ColumnStore Index, which we'll look at now. So in this, I've just ran this a few minutes ago, and this actually is a query. It's actually a query of around a table with about 42 million rows in it, and it's actually using the table that has the ColumnStore Index on it. And you'll notice that this again is an aggregate query that's kind of running across all of those records. If I execute that query, it's coming back in about 15 seconds currently, which is great. If you can basically utilize this technology, you can speed up some relational queries to be much faster and more acceptable to end users. You can see there about 16 seconds to bring back 30,000 rows, and when it goes into a report, it actually brings back about 600 pages in the report. Now, you can see that took 16 seconds. I'm now going to go over and run the same query, but this time it's going to be using a table that doesn't have the ColumnStore Index on it. And we'll start this, go off to Reporting Services to have some look at that, and then come back and see if the report is done. So let's just go ahead and run this. We'll start executing that. I'll let it run. And let's go off to Reporting Services. Now, the beauty of the ColumnStore indexes is that you can actually continue to use relational queries in Reporting Services and other products that run relational SQL queries to actually run reports faster without having really to change the SQL code at all, just basically pointing into a table that has columnar indexes on it. So let's click on runs fast here, and let's see how quickly this comes back again. This is the same query that ran in 15 or 16 seconds on the side with in Management Studio, and now we're running that same report here inside of Reporting Services. So a little bit more time probably for rendering the report, but again, probably it's acceptable query time for something that an end user would probably wait for. So you can see there, probably in the neighborhood of 20-some seconds, but you've got all the data back. And if we look at the data on the back of this, we actually have 600 actual pages of data. So very detailed data, but aggregated really at the year of birth, language, gender, and occupation, and marital status level. So it's about 100,000 rows of detail aggregated to be about 30,000 rows, but again, pretty decent speed. Now let's go back and see how our queries during our relational query. You can see we're at 1 minute and 40 seconds, and still no records returned. Again, exactly the same SQL, different fact table, and it's just one that doesn't have any ColumnStore indexes on it. Again, great thing about using the EIM tools to build the data warehouse is you build the data warehouse, but once you get there, it's nice to have technologies like ColumnStore indexes to basically increase the user satisfaction of your end users.